Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maida and you're watching Maida Pours. I do acrylic paint pouring videos on YouTube, so if you like that kind of stuff, consider subscribing. That's what you're going to find here. So today we're going to be doing a cloudy straight pour. At least that's the idea of today's pour. I have this cloud mix. I put that in quotes because it's just me sort of fooling around, just me playing around a little bit. And this is just Artist Loft Flow Acrylic, kind of actually had it mixed up as a base coat. And then I just added kind of a dollop, a substantial, I didn't measure it, I just like poured some in, of this Satin Enamel Decoart, Decoart Satin Enamel. And this is like the key ingredient in kind of creating that cloud effect. So again, didn't measure this, just sort of playing around and seeing what happens. And maybe eventually I'll perfect a recipe of how this would, work best for me. If you want to find a good recipe, I suggest checking out the Melly D's channel. She's an amazing acrylic fluid artist, and she's got a YouTube channel, and she is sort of the queen of the cloud as far as I understand. So definitely check her out. I'll actually go ahead and I'll try to link her channel up here somewhere. Giving a shout out to her. So this is the cloud mix, and then I'm also using, these are all just Liquitex Basics paint mixed up in with like kind of my recipe, which I do go over in a tutorial video I made, which I will also link up here. This is Ultramarine Blue Liquitex. We've got Brilliant Blue Liquitex right here. Liquitex Basics. And Paynes Gray Liquitex Basics. And these are mixed up with 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol, and about half a part water. They're not like Dutch pour consistency. They still leave a very slight mound in the cup that then disappears quickly. And those are my colors. I'm just using those 3, blue and then the white clouds. I just blue and white. Feeling the blues and the whites. All right. There we go. I'd like centered I'd put this down like right, and then I just moved it. Let's just leave it where it is, shall we, Maida? Okay. Here's my cup. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Paynes Gray. We're gonna do some Paynes Gray. We're gonna do some Brilliant Blue. We're gonna pour in the cloud, the white, the cloud white, the white that's gonna make the clouds. Okay. And let's see if I can show you. So that's just in there. We're gonna do some Ultramarine Blue. And the Brilliant Blue again. And a little bit of Paynes Gray. And then a little bit more of the cloud mix. All right, now we're just gonna use the rest of these cups and pour it on top. And this is gonna be the cushion, so to speak, because when you pour it out, this is gonna come out first and then should move out to the edges. I'm gonna go ahead and put in the Ultramarine Blue. And the Brilliant Blue. Putting all those on top. Ooh. Okay. And we have our cup. I also have this white mixed up. It's just, it's like base coat. And if I feel like I need to, I might pour it around like my initial thing here, depending. I think I have enough paint, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna start right here in the middle and pour this out in the center. And when I really see kind of my white cloud start to come out, I'm going to start to kind of give it a little bit of a ring pour twist, so to speak. Here it comes. We're going to go ahead and keep pouring, but go ahead and do a little bit more of a ribbon or a ring. More ribbony, that's okay. It's all going to stretch out anyway. And we're just going to let that pour all the way out. There we go. I always try to catch it with my finger, so I don't know, I just think it creates sort of a neater center. You know, it should stay the center of your piece, so you want to enjoy how it looks, I guess, and different people have different preferences for that. I'm just popping the bubbles right now. Popping bubbles, because I see a lot of them. So when I see the bubbles, I pop the bubbles. So we're going to see what happens here. Ooh, starting to do stuff. Again, I might, just gonna pop some bubbles because they are coming up. I am causing some effects over here. That's okay. I personally like the effects the torch causes. That's me. Some people don't. So use the torch sparingly, depending on how much you prefer the torch effects to no torch effects. You know, that's a personal preference, I would say. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like what it does. I'm like, oh, I kind of do. I kind of like it. That's just me. So definitely getting, sorry, again, just popping bubbles. Popping bubbles. Okay, let's stop popping the bubbles and do a little bit of stretching. I am going to go ahead and pour this around the edge because I want to have, I mean, you definitely want to stretch out your cloudy pores for sure, but I just want to make sure I have enough paint on the canvas, basically, to like, if I have too much, I can always tilt it off, but I can't like get more. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Popping bubbles again, just popping the bubbles. All right. I don't know if you can see the bubbles on the camera the way I can see when they pop up in like the real world, and we're going to swirl it around. Swirl it around, stretch it out, going up and over and over. And over. Oh, let's get some on this corner down here. There we go. Now we're going to stretch it on down this way. Definitely, the white's definitely helping it move, which was the whole point of putting it down. Like, I'm okay with most of it falling off because I just wanted it to get it to move off to the sides here, and we're going to kind of bring it down to the last corner. Get it to come down the side. And some of that to just sort of help it, just helping it slide. And yes, I am messy when I paint. I don't use gloves. I know everyone does. I don't know why I don't like them. I just don't. I feel like I'd rather just make a mess and get into the paint and then wash my hands. And I don't really mind, you know, my hands being covered in paint. Ooh, this is very, very pretty. All right. Okay. My hands are covered in paint. Let's do that a little bit. I'm gonna let that sit and develop for a moment, and I will be right back. We'll put this part on a little bit of a time lapse and see what develops here, okay? All right. As you saw in the time lapse, I came back and I actually tilted it again. So I think it's done. I'm gonna let it sit for, I don't know, like 10 or 15 minutes. And then I'll come back and we'll show you like what's up. All right, I'm back. And this has been sitting for a little while. I don't think it's gonna like develop any more than it already has. I don't think I used enough satin enamel in my mix to truly kind of cloud it up. So it sort of has like a semi cloud effect, which I am not mad at, actually. I think this is really, really pretty. Like I said in the beginning, I don't really have a recipe down. This was my first sort of experiment like in building something that would create cloud effects. And this, I feel like I'm going to do a more 50-50 ratio next time instead of just like mostly Artist Loft and then a dollop of the satin enamel. Or I'm also going to remember this to create this effect because I actually am really, really enjoying this pour. I think it's beautiful. And while it's not like truly white billowy clouds, it's definitely got like, it's cloudy to a certain extent. Anyway, I'm going to bring you down for a close-up. I do love this pour. I love the colors and I love just how it turned out. I think it's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna bring you on down for a close-up. Please do hit like on this video, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.